Hello YouTube. I don't do Twitter, but I was shown this link this morning. This is Dr. Pierre Kory, MD, medical doctor. Now you can read it, but I'm going to read it to you anyways. Fun fact, between 100 and 200 United States Congress members, plus many of their staffers and family members with COVID were treated by a colleague over the last 15 months with ivermectin and the iMask Plus protocol at flcc.net. None have gone to the hospital. Just saying. Now the point of this video is actually for people that, I think I got a couple subscribers that are people that know me that are right here in Madison. What I've noticed over the last, probably about 8 or 9 months I've been talking about Dr. Pierre Kory, is nobody here in Madison knows anything about him. They don't know that he's from Madison. As far as I know, he still lives here in Madison, and he's practiced here for quite a while. Let me do a search right here. That's the University of Wisconsin Hospital right there. My butcher shop, the Conscious Carnivore, is like right about here. That's where I get the grass-fed beef. Best butcher shop in southern Wisconsin, all local grass-fed. Dr. Pierre Kory specializes in critical care intensivist in Madison, Wisconsin. I believe he works in Milwaukee too. I don't know. I don't follow the guy real closely or anything. I'm not trying to be an expert or anything. But a progressive neighbor of mine, about 4 or 5 months ago, brought up ivermectin. She says, my progressive friend keeps talking about ivermectin. And that was right at the time when, if you remember, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin was banned on YouTube. And it was in the newspaper headlines and all the local news here every single day. Ron Johnson's banned off YouTube for spreading misinformation. That's all they would say in the headlines. They wouldn't dare say Dr. Kory's name because they don't. Well, I'll say this. The University of Wisconsin-Madison is highly respected here in Madison, okay? Like all the progressive and Democrat sheep just love anything that has anything to do with the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So if they let it slip that Dr. Pierre Kory, they mentioned his name, that he's a medical doctor at the University of Wisconsin, that would pique some people's interest. And then they might realize why Ron Johnson was banned. He was posting videos of Dr. Pierre Kory testifying in front of Congress. Okay? Now, the news kept just saying, all they would say was Ron Johnson was spreading misinformation. Ron Johnson posted videos of a medical doctor from Madison, Wisconsin testifying in front of Congress. Do you see that's how the news works, how it limits discussion? People just read the headline and they're like, that Ron Johnson's real. Because here in Madison, Ron Johnson gets my vote every time. He did work on Feingold's proposed Waters of the U.S. bill a few years ago. Ron Johnson did real good work. He's actually the reason why, after the work that Ron Johnson did, I coined the phrase, questions make potent red pills, because Ron Johnson ended the communist Waters of the U.S. bill with just a simple question. But anyways, yeah, Ron Johnson of Wisconsin banned off of YouTube, and he's hated. I should say, that's where I was going with this. Ron Johnson is hated amongst most Madison residents. And so when they have his name in the headline, he's banned on YouTube for spreading misinformation. Just the title, that's all the smart people need to read. They know enough. They don't need to read anymore. They're the smart people. They know it all. But so anyways, back to the progressive neighbor that brings up ivermectin to me about, I don't know when this was, at least 3 months ago, but I get the feeling it was maybe 4. It's like very early in the summer. I want to say like June-ish or something. And they were like planting apple trees in the yard, so they wanted advice about that. In their garden, they wanted advice about the organic garden because they'd seen what I was doing over here. And I let them and our kids eat some of the strawberries right off the plants here. Anyways, so I went over there and they started feeding me some White Claws. And I get to talking when I'm having some White Claws. Anyways, she brought up the ivermectin, and then, I brought up Dr. Pierre Kory from UW-Med. She had no idea. She's like, what? The doctor that's doing this and prescribing this and is on the front line, he's from Madison? And I'm like, yeah, you should tell your friends. And then I brought up the Ron Johnson. I'm like, you've seen Ron Johnson's name in the news a whole bunch lately, right? About how he's banned on the internet. I'm like, he's banned for posting videos of Dr. Pierre Kory, MD, testifying in front of Congress. Okay, so the point of this video isn't for like my average subscriber. This is just for the couple people that know me personally, most of whom I don't really speak to much anymore. But anyways, I mean, they're real intelligent people, but they probably know nothing about this. In fact, one of the dudes I spoke to just a couple months ago, I saw him when I was doing some yard work. He don't live in the neighborhood anymore, but he was back visiting, or I can't remember what he was here for. But he's back. He moved out the neighborhood, and he was back. And I asked him if he knew anything about ivermectin, and he said he never heard of it. But I don't know. Some other people have heard of it, know a little bit about it, but don't know anything about Dr. Kory, University of Wisconsin-Madison, or why Ron Johnson was banned. They just heard little glimpses of it. They just read the titles of the articles, and that's all they need to know. Boom, that's where he practices. That's the University of Wisconsin Hospital. All this, everything green right here, that is University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. Okay, big school, 40,000 plus students. Right here. Madison, Wisconsin, 4 Lakes. There he is. Okay, I hope this finds you well. Have a good day.